you made an offer to buy Twitter. Why make that offer?
Well, I think it's very important for there to be an inclusive arena for free speech, where all, Twitter has become kind of the de facto town square. It's just really important that people have both the reality and the perception that they are able to speak freely within the bounds of the law. So one of the things that I believe Twitter should do is open source the algorithm and make any changes to people's tweets. If they're emphasized or de-emphasized, that action should be made apparent so anyone can see that action has been taken. So there's no sort of behind-the-scenes manipulation, either algorithmically or manually. I just think it's important to the it's important to the function of democracy. It's important to the function of the United States as a free country and many other countries, and to help freedom in the world more broadly than the U.S. There's the risk, civilizational risk, is decreased if Twitter. The more we can increase the trust of Twitter as a public platform, and so I do think this will be somewhat painful, and I'm not sure that I will actually be able to acquire it. And I should also say the intent is to retain as many shareholders as is allowed by the law in a private company, which I think is around 2,000 or so. So it's not like it's definitely not from the standpoint of let me figure out how to monopolize or maximize my ownership of Twitter, but we'll try to bring along as many shareholders as we're allowed to. This is not a way to sort of make money. I think this is. It's just that I think this is. This could. My strong intuitive sense is that having a public platform that is maximally trusted and broadly inclusive is extremely important to the future of civilization.
But you've described yourself.
I don't care about the economics at all. Obviously, Twitter or any forum is bound by the laws of the country that it operates in. Obviously, there are some limitations on free speech in the U.S., and of course, Twitter would have to abide by those rules. No, I think like I said, in my view, Twitter should match the laws of the country, and really, that there's an obligation to do that. But going beyond that, and having it be unclear who's making what changes to where, having tweets sort of mysteriously be promoted and demoted with no insight into what's going on, having a black box algorithm promote some things and not other things, I think this can be quite dangerous. I think the code should be on GitHub, So then, so people can look through it and say I see a problem here. I don't agree with this. They can highlight issues, suggest changes in the same way that you sort of update Linux or Signal or something like that. I think we would want to err on this. If in doubt, let the speech let it exist. It would have if it's a gray area, I would say let the tweet exist. But obviously, in a case where there's perhaps a lot of controversy, that you would not want to necessarily promote that tweet. So I'm not saying that I have all the answers here, but I do think that we want to be just very reluctant to delete things and have just be very cautious with permanent bans. Timeouts I think are better than sort of permanent bans, and but just in general, like I said, how it won't be perfect, but I think we wanted to really have, like I said, the perception and reality that speech is as free as reasonably possible. And a good sign as to whether there is free speech is someone you don't like allowed to say something you don't like. And if that is the case, then we have free speech. And it's damn annoying when someone you don't like says something you don't like. That is a sign of a healthy, functioning, free speech situation. It's very important that the algorithm be open sourced and that any manual adjustments be identified. So if somebody did something to a tweet, there's information attached to it that action was taken. And I won't personally be, in there editing tweets. But you'll know if something was done to promote, demote, or otherwise affect a tweet. As for media sort of ownership, I mean, you've got Mark Zuckerberg owning Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, and with a share ownership structure that will have Mark Zuckerberg the 14th still controlling those entities. Well, a top priority I would have is eliminating the spam and scam bots and the bot armies that are in Twitter. I think these fun influence, they make the product much worse. If I had a Dogecoin for every crypto scam I saw, we'd have more, 100 billion Dogecoin. So.
Do you regret sparking a sort of storm of excitement over Doge and, where it's gone, or?
I mean, I think Doge is fun, and, I've always said don't bet the farm on Dogecoin, FYI. Right. But I think it's I like dogs and I like memes, and it's got both of those. Tweeting more or less stream of consciousness, it's not like, let me think about some grand plan about my Twitter or whatever, I'm like literally on the toilet or something, I'm like, oh, this is funny, and then tweet that out, That's like most of them. That's, oversharing.
But you are obsessed with getting the most out of every minute of your day, and so why not?
So I don't know. I just try to tweet out things that are interesting or funny, or and then people seem to like it.